Now that we've had our tuning extravaganza fun with the Corolla and we are now waiting on direct injectors for that car, we're getting back to our Subaru here. So in the last couple videos, we've been getting everything ready for the engine and the transmission to go in this car. We do have our long block assembled over here and ready to go in. We're missing a couple small things for that engine. I've already ordered them, so they should be here soon. Outside of that, we've got our 6-speed fixed, ready to go back in the car. Reverse lockout wasn't working, whole bunch of other little issues in the tail shaft housing. All of that is fixed now. Our reverse lockout does what it's supposed to. Transmission mount, all the bushings replaced, good to go. So today we're gonna get the engine and the transmission and the axles, probably wheels, everything back on this so that way this can start going together and we can start prepping to get this car alive. So the first thing we gotta do today, get that transmission on our little hydraulic cart, get that thing back in the car. There we go, that should be fine. So I'm gonna grab our hardware that'll hold the cross member up, and I guess for now just kind of set that right there. I need to drag this guy back and kind of get it where it's gonna go. Gotta bring it up so that way I can give myself enough room to be able to get under here and kind of scoot it where it needs to be scooted. We're gonna have to get the bottom of the bell housing of the transmission up and over the subframe. So I'm gonna have to go back and forth here. We can come forward to like right about there. How we looking? We're looking okay. At least I can use like right here as a perspective to look. So I can come down a bit more. We're gonna have to come forward on the trans. Can I grab it from here? No, I'm too short. It's fine, not a big deal. If I can crawl in here. Yeah. Hello, transmission. See, I need to grab this portion and bring it up like that. I could get the pitch stop in now, but I think it'd be more beneficial if I waited. I want to get the two front ones started first, which are going to be these two bigger 17s. And that's going to go one of them right here, one on the other side, and this is just to hold the trans in place right now. I should probably get the pitch stop on also before I come to do these back ones, because I'm gonna have to shift the back side of this cart a little bit to be able to get it all to line up. Where is this hole? It's right there. That other side went in so nicely. This side. We're just gotta find its home. Hello. Hello, transmission. I'm gonna have to clean the inside of this bell housing again, but that's not a big deal. Okay. So. Going from the other side. Hello. Why you say, oh. Yeah, I know, that was my bad. I made a mess. I made a mess, I'm sorry. I'm getting the transmission in. I was gonna wait till you got back just in case I died, but what fun is that? It's not. Yep, there we go. See, now I can actually gain access to these holes. Come on. I should have put the bolt in for that up there. Fuck, I should have put the U-joint in. It's fine. I can still get it. I'll leave the transmission loose to be able to bolt that in. I did it before, I can do it again. Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired already. Okay. So, I need you to go forward like that. Yeah, the hydraulic cart. Honestly, really good purchase. Makes it way easier. And now with those somewhat tight, I should be able to come back here and, oh yeah. Transmission is back in. That little hydraulic cart made this way easier. Started with getting 17 in, 14, 14, 14, 14. I have these two loose and then the two in here loose as well, so that way I could maneuver these around. I loosened up those a bit too. Probably didn't have to, but it was fine. So I'm gonna time lapse through this part because I have a whole video dedicated to this, showing you guys how to put all these bushings and arms and everything in from like 2 or 3 videos ago. I'll link it like right there if you are curious on how to get all this in, change these bushings or anything like that. But it's not necessary. I forgot to put the U-joint on, so I'm gonna have to struggle a little bit to get that in, but it won't be the end of the world. I should be able to do it just fine. Got our drivetrain back in the car and it all works. I've already verified it. So we have our axles all hooked up, all of our shifter cables, shifter linkage, everything in here. So if we come in here, we actually have a definitive reverse lockout. We got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, up, over, reverse. Look at that, you guys. Reverse, 5, 6. That's and awesome. So glad that we have actually a working transmission now. That I'm gonna be honest, it kind of sucked to fix. This I'm gonna leave out because we do have some cartboy goodies coming for this thing. So one of them is gonna be a little bezel piece that goes down there. I did drain the residual fluid that was in the transmission out of both the front diff and the trans. I did put some new fluid in. I don't have enough for it. I only put 2 quarts in, so I'm gonna have to get some more 7590 ordered. But with our transmission in, we can actually get our engine in. So if you look down here, I've already got our slide fork, throwout bearing, and pin in there. So that way we can go ahead and get this thing clicked together. I will probably replace the slave cylinder up there, but for now I need it there to be able to engage the clutch fork to the engine. So let me grab our crane and let's get that plopped in here. Let's get it back in its home. So that way we can actually start doing some of the fun stuff on this car. Before we jump to the engine, I actually do want to point out a couple things. If you guys ever remove your axle nuts, they are one-time use. So ensure that you do replace them and you do stake them down like that afterwards. It keeps the axle nut from coming loose over time. Outside of that, axle goes in, reassemble your knuckles and everything like that to ensure that everything goes back in its home. Underneath the car, I left the transmission mount loose so that way we get the engine in. I'm gonna have to jack this up a little bit. We've got our solid U-joint up there, shifter arms, everything put back in. I'm gonna have to zip tie this down so that way the reverse lockout cable does not rub on the drive shaft, because that is pretty common with the Cartboy short shifters. You're just gonna have to zip tie your cable up. Outside of that, drive shaft and everything else is back in. So let me grab the hoist. Let's get it chained up, get it in. I'm praying this goes in nicely. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Do you think, Mel, is it gonna go in nice? Yes. Yes, that's what we like to hear. You heard the boss. I've got our bell housing bolts ready to go, so let's see if this old mamacita wants to go in its home. It's definitely not centered, but I can do that after I start to bring it down. This power steering line over here is doing some weird stuff. Chill like that. And I got an adjuster on this power steering line over here. Like that. Okay. Come on. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's in. Please click. Oh, thank God. Clutch works. So now that we've got the engine connected to this guy, we can go ahead and put our pitch stop back in and make sure that it all bolts up. Got our washer. We got this. Dude, look at that, man. We have a fresh engine in here. We've got a fixed 6-speed. This thing's gonna be as good as freaking new. I don't have a starter yet. I need to get a new starter because the one that was in here was very questionable. We need to go under the car, do engine mounts, and all of the other little bolts down there. Transmission mount, secure. Engine mounts, which I had a bag of like brand new nuts somewhere. I had 2 brand new nuts that I had set aside for this. I don't know where they are now. Engine, transmission, everything installed. We're gonna go ahead and start getting the accessories on. So we're gonna start with our turbo. We're actually using a turbo I have not used before. The guys at DOS Performance reached out and asked if we wanted to try this out. This is their in-house turbo that they worked with Blausch on. It's got a Blausch hot side on it right down there. They built this turbo for high altitude stuff. We're gonna be using it at sea level. I have converted this to an external wastegate setup. This does come with a nice internal wastegate. I have no idea how much power this is gonna make, where the power band's going to fall, or what it's going to look like, but we're gonna be figuring that out. We're gonna be learning with this turbo. So I'm very excited. I kind of do wish it was more of a wrinkle black color, but the blue does look good. The blue would look really good on like a World Rally blue car, but you know, it'll add a nice little hint of color to the engine bay. So let's get our turbo installed. We could probably get our downpipe on as well and start doing a lot of the other supplementary things that we need to inside of this engine bay. I'm telling you, if you do not get that oil drain on properly, ours is on properly, and it folds over on yourself, that is quite the pain in the ass to have to fix later. I put that one coolant line on, but our turbo is installed. Suck without having this downpipe support bracket on here, but I should be able to manage. There we go. Yeah, we need this bracket back here. Some people, like, you need the brackets, you guys. Like, don't just arbitrarily start removing brackets off of the car, especially like exhaust ones. Like, you need, like, why? You need the exhaust one. I might leave all of these loose until I get the downpipe support bracket, because this offers at least a little bit of movement. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Let's go get the top 2 bolts started. Funny enough, almost all of the hardware that we've used for this car, I have pulled out of my spare parts bin. And these are all spare parts bolts. Which, nothing wrong with that, man. That's one thing I love about the Cobb downpipes, that make it so easy to reach this bottom bolt down here. Unlike the Nvidias, or a lot of other ones, it's an absolute pain in the ass. Because I am learning to tune on this car, I wanted to replace some of the key and important sensors, like this front O2. There's also a lot of other sensors on the engine that I am replacing if I have not already replaced. I want everything to be, I want to have accurate readings when I go to tune this, and I don't want to have skewed readings from a bad sensor or something along those lines. So like things like O2 sensors, NOx sensors, things like that I have been replacing, and I actually just realized before I put this in I need to tighten these up pipe bolts, so I actually need to take this back out real quick. As per always, if you guys are looking to do like new sensors or anything like that, Flat Irons is where I pick up all this stuff. They've got pretty much any OEM part you can think of. O2 sensor socket comes in freaking clutch, dude. Yeah, there we go. I do like the fact that this is a 2.4 inch turbo inlet on this turbo, because it makes fitting everything so much freaking easier. Okay. There's at least one of them. I started to pop around and knock out a whole bunch of like little stuff, heater core hoses, turbo blanket, mocked up the intercooler piping, AOS drain hose going under the car and secured that up. So a whole bunch of little stuff. But as you guys see, we are way too low in the rear and a little bit too high on the front on the suspension. So I do want to adjust that real quick, as well as get this side skirt back on. I've got all new clips and seals and everything for them, so we're gonna have to pull this one off too. I just can't do it with the lift or while it's on the lift because the lift arms are obviously right in the way. So let me get this suspension adjusted real quick. I'm almost happy with where it is in the front, but I want to bring it down like, I don't know, maybe half an inch, quarter of an inch or something about there. So let me get this suspension set up real quick because I do want to push the car outside just to see how she looks. I haven't seen this thing back outside since it was clapped the fuck out. And I've only seen it in the shop. We've all only seen it in the shop. So let me get this adjusted real quick. Let me try to pull out some of that rear camber too, because I'm not a huge fan of that, and see what this guy looks like. So I went to push the 06 STI out and I ran into a very similar issue that I have on this car, weirdly enough, on the same exact corner, which is the rear right, where the coilover hits the wheel. I've never had this issue on GDs before. These are factory wheels, tire size, it's not even the tire, it's hitting the wheel itself. Like there's literally no room. So obviously the tire can't spin because it's connecting with the coilover. So I have to figure out what the hell is going on with this. Even on this car with fully adjustable suspension, I still have the exact same issue on that right rear. And it's only the right rear that I have these issues on, where the coilover and the wheel touch. That's no bueno. Like, I could run a wheel spacer on here, but that's not gonna solve the problem of why is this happening. I can get the car off the lift, but I can't roll it. Because even if I adjust camber, that's not gonna change the point right there where they intersect. If I pull camber that way, yeah, because I would have to do it somewhere else. I tried to do a little bit of digging on this coilover thing and I can't find anything online that would indicate like something is blatantly wrong. There's not any good explanation as to why a factory wheel should be hitting the coilover like that. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. So I can't move the Subaru yet. It's still stuck on the lift, which I wanted it to be unstuck off the lift today. So whatever, I'll do some digging tonight. I'll figure something out. It's only the rear right. The rear left is also incredible. It's dangerously close on the rear left. I'm not a huge fan of how close it is. So the solution isn't spacers. I know some people are gonna say, well, we'll just put spacers on it. That's not the solution. Like, I shouldn't have to run a spacer to clear a coilover when the coilover assembly is a lot smaller, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna have to figure something out on that. I don't know. Aside from our wonky coilover situation, we at least have our engine, transmission, axles, and drivetrain all back in. We've got our turbo in, our downpipe on, our uppipe in, our external wastegate in. So we are chugging right along. I'm gonna go ahead and order all the stuff to build the fuel system tonight so we can pick that up tomorrow. So we can go ahead and do all the fuel lines, fuel pressure regulator, and all the little stuff to get the fuel system in this thing done with. Once the fuel system's done, we can do the engine harness. I'm waiting on one little breather piece that runs along the bottom of the, or top of the engine underneath the manifold there. So once that comes in, and then it's just a whole bunch of small stuff. It's just getting the intake in, the intercooler piping on. We need a crank sensor, a starter. I have the alternator in the trunk. We do need a new power steering pump because the one that I took out of here was like weeping fluid everywhere. But it's looking good. It's looking a hell of a lot better than when we originally got this thing. It's just like some weird little issues. The side skirts, I got the new seals on there, got all the clips in so that way the side skirts will not fall off of the car now. I am particularly excited about this car because I get to learn to tune on it, and I'm very excited for that. It's just like all this tedious work that we have to do now to be able to get to it. So I'm gonna figure something out with this coilover situation so I can get this thing off the lift. I need this car off the lift. I cannot just keep it trapped on the lift. It's gotta be free. I need you to be free there. So with that, that is all I've got for you guys on this one. If you're enjoying the Hawkeye stuff, if you're enjoying any of the Subaru stuff we're doing, the Corolla stuff, whatever it may be, go ahead, hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it might turn for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be able to put it in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!